When it comes to building in Sumter County, experience matters. From remodels, barns, additions, and accessory buildings to creating the custom home of your dreams, our Hogan Construction delivers quality you can trust. Russell is hands-on and on-site daily, going above and beyond to ensure the project isn't just completed, but crafted to perfection. He doesn't just meet expectations, he exceeds them. For a builder who puts integrity and craftsmanship first, call R. Hogan Construction today at 352-793-7660. Russell Hogan Construction. Built on tradition, built to last. All right, welcome back to another edition of the Goblay Show. I'm your host, Billy Goble, and today we are on location. This is not the normal studio setting, as you can tell. It looks like we've done some painting, but no, that's not us. We are live on, not live, but on location in Bushnell at Howdy Snax, and I've got two of some friends of mine that I want to introduce you to. So I'm going to say their first names, and then we can go into how they do their last names. But I didn't want to butcher that at the moment. But without further ado, I want to welcome Pete and Nick. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for having us, Billy. We're raw beef that you can eat in the snack. It's like a steak in a bag.
Gotcha.
It's steak on the go.
Which is a great form of beef that you can have. Yeah. That, I mean, I love when I grill a steak. I love it the next day. I'll have it sliced and I'll just eat it cold out of the bag. Yeah. But that's because it's it's steak. It's good. Sure. But to have that in a bag where it's conveniently where you could be driving down the road, I'm not sitting there with a plate and a fork and knife. And I'm like, yes, put a little A1 on that. I'm not doing all that. Yeah. So to have that handy is very convenient.
Oh yeah. And I mean, it appeals to so many people, you know. I mean, whether that is someone that's looking to get good protein and reach their gains because they're spending a lot of time exercising, whether it's someone taking out druvors, I know is very popular for school lunches and things. They take the sticks out, put them in a school lunch. It can be for a mom. It's anybody that really is looking for a very healthy on-the-go snack. And then there's people that would use it for carnivore diets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very
carnivore
big
diet's a big thing right now. Right? So we have a lot of people that enjoy our products on carnivore diets, paleo diets, keto diets, looking for, the clean stuff, no sugar, no carbs, only clean protein. It's perfect for those kind of diets.
Right. So what kind of meat do you use? Like what cut of the beef do
The tongue of a bull.
The tongue of the bull. You heard it, folks. All right, and we're done, guys.
When we were at the markets, that was the thing. When we say, "Hey, do you want to try some of the bull tongue?" and then people say, "What? You sell that? You? It's the tongue of the bull?" And we were joking, like, "Yeah, it's the tongue of the bull." I mean, like, but not at all. I mean, the word biltong, Nick, you like to explain it.
The word biltong means buttocks in Dutch.
Okay.
Of course, the Afrikaans-speaking people in South Africa, many of them relate back to the Dutch. But the word biltong means buttocks, which refers to the cut of the meat of the actual cow where it's cut from.
Gotcha.
The top rounds, bottom rounds, eye of rounds, where this meat is actually cut from. And when you cut it, it kind of hangs in the slab like that. I wish I kind of had one here that I can show you, but when you cut it in like almost an inch thick, long slab, and that's how it dries. And it kind of looks like a tongue, but it really is not.
So it's not far from what you said.
Exactly. So that's kind of where the name comes from. Now, a lot of brands sell air-dried, cured meats in America, but they don't call it biltong. Even though, that basically is biltong. They call it thinly sliced steak or whatever. And we, we decided, no, we're going to stay true to the heritage. We're going to educate people about the products. We're going to take that route because there's a lot more stories that we can tell around biltong than we can about thinly sliced steak.
Right.
It's more than just a thinly sliced steak,
Right.
So that's kind of where we stick to the word biltong.
Is that your catchphrase? More than just a thinly sliced.
No, our catchphrase is, saving the world from boring store-bought jerky, one Howdy bag at a time.
Now let me ask you this: you're talking about store-bought jerky. Have you ever had? This is my favorite as a kid. The can, it looks like Copenhagen. And it's got the beef jerky. It's like shredded.
Yes.
Where it looks like you're like tobacco, and you like.
Yeah, you chew it like tobacco.
You got kids in there like, hold on a minute, let me put a dip in. I have seen it. It does happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's a big part of, obviously that's a big part of you guys, but also beef jerky and just in general is a big part of our culture.
For sure.
As well.
For sure.
I mean, I did the oh yeah a minute ago because that's Macho Man Randy Savage. Do you guys know who that is, right? No?
No, you see? That's
Okay.
where culture comes in.
Okay.
So
So
teach
I'm
us.
gonna educate you. Okay. So if you ever look at a Slim Jim commercial or whatever, there's a guy with like crazy glasses on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, snap it to a Slim Jim."
Yeah.
That's
I've seen that.
Macho
Yeah.
Man. He was a wrestler. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
He passed away probably 10 years ago, but very bigger than life.
Awesome.
Character. He was, and I think he was that way when he wasn't in the spotlight or on the camera. I think he was that way regardless. He was just like really, really like had that personality. Very, very interesting character.
Yeah.
There's a story about him meeting his wife, who was she was in the wrestling thing. She wasn't a wrestler per se. She was just like the eye candy. You know what I'm saying? He'd come out with her, and her name was Miss Elizabeth. And when he met her, she was at a gym, and he would come in and work out like 5 o'clock in the morning, or whenever. And he came in one morning, and his eyes were like really, really bloodshot, like super red. She goes, "Oh my God, look at your eyes are super red." And he goes, "You should see him from the other side." So he's just a character.
For sure.
And he never cut. It's like he never, like even when he was interviewing people with like talking to him, he was actually a professional baseball player. He got a job or a gig or whatever. Like he got sent to the major league, and he was I think he was a pitcher. So I mean, like he was an athlete, a pure athlete. And he's just
That's
like,
awesome.
But he was an entertainer. I mean, so that's when you grow up, you see these guys that are, and so there's so much into marketing over here.
For sure.
I mean, obviously, you can go on Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and you can look at those ads, and their algorithm and everything connects with that person, and they want to show you what you have been
Looking at.
Yes. Good or bad. Okay?
Exactly.
It could be like I was on there one day and I said, I need to look up something on Amazon. And it wasn't 10 seconds later, I was on my Facebook and it showed me where to buy that. And I'm like, now how did you know that?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, where were you 10 minutes ago when I was looking for
They're
it?
watching you.
But they're watching. Big Brother's watching, yeah.
For sure.
So, for sure. But it's amazing. But I feel like our food industry is the same way, obviously. I mean, it's such a commercialized. I mean, look at the cereal. Just take cereal.
Oh, there's a
There's
a big movement right now, and I'm really excited about that. I think people are getting a lot more educated, and there's a lot more things coming kind of to the forefront when it comes to food. In vegetables, fruits, meat, doesn't matter, poultry, you name it. I think people are just becoming a lot more aware of, where is it sourced, how it's raised,
Right.
What's in the products.
Yeah.
All those things are becoming more and more important for the American consumer, and that really makes us very excited here at Howdy. You were talking about culture, and that's when Pete and I started this business. We said, okay, how do we introduce something like biltong and droewors to Americans that it's maybe the first time in their life they ever hear about it.
Yep.
And so I always kind of put myself in the shoes of someone that's going to be on the receiving end of it. And so I imagine myself living in South Africa, and there's an American coming to South Africa and saying, hey, you need to stop eating biltong. You need to stop eating biltong. You need to stop eating droewors, and you need to try this. You need to eat this jerky. I can tell you right now that 99% of South Africans are going to tell that guy where he needs to go, right? So I knew it's going to be a process, and that's why. And when I look at marketing predominantly, how biltong and droewors has been marketed in America, it was almost like dissing jerky, and even though the products on a factual level, or one definitely is better than the other, but there's more to that. There's more to than just the numbers, right? So that's why we are also in the jerky business, and we promote these products side by side, because I don't necessarily see them as competing products all the time.
Right.
I see them as a complementary product.
Right.
So that was our approach with Howdy. That's why we embraced the American culture with it. We introduced something new, and we know that in some time you're going to have customers that's going to say, yeah, I'll switch from jerky to biltong because I like it more, or people are going to say, I'll eat both. Depends on the mood that I'm in.
Well, and I think that's a really good point, because there are a lot of people, like, especially with say, just think of take for instance soft drinks, like cold drinks, soda, whatever you want to call it, Pepsi and Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. I like both.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm in a mood for a Coke, especially if I have to need a burp or something. Like I'm gas. I'm like, oh my gosh, got it. Or it's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Or because I don't do the regular drinks now, I do the zeros. I don't know if they're even better for you, whatever. But I switch to those. But I'll drink Coke Zero and I'll drink Pepsi Zero. I'm not like, for years people are like, take for instance cars. I'm a Ford person. I'm a Ford only. Ford.
Yeah.
They pull in NASCAR. They pull for a Ford guy
or Chevy.
Oh yeah, Chevy. You get a guy and two guys arguing over Chevy and Ford.
They'll kill each other.
They'll get in a fist fight. You're like, dude, are they sending you a check?
Ask me. I drive a Dodge, so I'm like the third wheel in any conversation.
Dodge is the perfect name for a truck coming right at you.
Exactly.
That's what they say. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like people will fight. It's amazing how people will fight to the death over no, Coke is better, no, Pepsi is better.
Yeah, or shopping at Walmart or Publix.
Walmart or Publix or whatever. But it's funny because then you kind of want to know why. What makes them think that way? And you're like, so why do you like this? Mm-hmm. Or flip the coin. Why do you hate this? Or why do you hate this person? Or why do you hate that? 9 times out of 10, people can't give you a real reason.
No.
They're like, I just don't like it. I hate it. And you're like, that's not even a reason.
But I'm also noticing that people are getting, especially when it comes to food, there's a lot of new food brands out there. Soda brands coming up, all these very healthy fruit-infused soda. That's a big thing right now. But people are, especially in the food space, becoming less and less brand loyal.
Yeah.
They are a lot more willing and open to try new things, especially if it's something a lot more healthier than they used to eat, or they are influenced by people that they would follow on social media, and they would see that because you're able to reach those consumers. So they are not as I remember when I grew up, we had one coffee brand, man, that was Ricoffee. In South Africa we have Ricoffee as a brand, but I think over time people are becoming a lot more experimental with food, right. And especially with COVID. I think COVID had an impact on that because people were home, they couldn't go to restaurants. That's why food businesses boomed, and people were experimenting with food, and all these channels that are talking about homemade. All those things started booming during the COVID, and people started falling in love with experimenting with food. So. And I've got some real good recipes, because biltong is more than just a bag of jerky.
Right.
Or I can't say jerky. I need to stop doing that. It's not jerky. But I know you guys, the Americans refer to it as jerky. But anyway, you can do so much with biltong and droewors. Right. You can eat it as a bag of jerky, but you can use it in recipes in so many ways.
Right.
Like I made a biltong and droeworst pizza this weekend, and let me tell you,
that sounds good.
it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We're going to be sharing that on our YouTube channel, but you can do salads. I mean, you've made some stuff.
I mean, like one of my favorite is, like you do a pasta with a cream, like a cream cheese, like a cheddar base, and then you add as a protein, you add biltong to that, and I tell you, it's phenomenal. It's one of the
sounds
best
really
pastas.
good.
Yeah, salads.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So instead of having like a chicken salad, instead of adding chicken, you add biltong to that. So again, it's awesome. I mean, like as simple as we have it here sometimes for lunch when we have just a slice of bread, and we put some butter on that, and we put some sliced biltong, because if you look at Parma ham, it's kind of the same process as Parma ham. You know, this is just. That's pork and this is beef,
Right.
So it's thinly sliced. It's kind of like you're having Parma ham.
Yeah.
You're having beef ham on your sandwich, And I tell you, that's phenomenal. So
Yeah.
it's way more than just a beef snack. It is. It is like Nick said. It's like a superfood.
So
when you look at
versatile.
the nutritional value of that, it's just phenomenal. Yeah. Let's show what it looks like.
I mean, I don't
Enough
know.
talking.
Yeah, I want to just open this up.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's enjoy this.
yeah. Let's break open that.
I
bad
don't
boy.
throw that out on the table here.
But let's before you show, if you can show, I don't know if we'll be able to see it. If you look at our name, Howdy, just a couple of things people might not see it. Like right there in the W is a cow.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
It's on the floor.
Oh, party foul. Party foul.
5-second rule.
Yeah,
It's a clean kitchen.
it is a clean kitchen. I'm telling you that
Nothing
right
came
now.
out of the bag. So.
Very clean.
But so if you look at that, there's a cow actually in there. Like all our products are beef products. We have
Gotcha.
not done anything else. We don't do. We'd love to do venison or anything else, but all our products are beef products.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
100% pure.
Oh, I'm sure venison would be
US,
awesome.
and then other people ask us like, "Oh, do you bring the beef from South Africa?" No, this is South Africa inspired recipe.
Right.
But everything is
But
made
American-
locally, in
American
the US
beef.
with US beef.
Nice.
So USDA approved beef, and it's a phenomenal. And right there at the end, Nick, just show again the packaging. If you look at the Y, that's just a little play on the South African flag.
Oh, yeah.
People might
Okay,
not
okay.
recognize that, but that's actually, if you had to color that in, and you put
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
that's the
I
flag.
never noticed that till you pointed that out, though.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you have the
So it's
steer.
little subtle things that we play on the heritage,
Right. Right.
And also the little ox wagons, that kind of pays tribute to where biltong was
the traditional,
done.
the traditional recipe.
traditional recipe
Right.
kind of pays tribute to that. And then you've got, of course, the steer in the W. But man, this biltong is. I'm enjoying that now.
You want to try some?
No, I'm good right now. Not that I don't want it. I just I'm afraid to chew on there.
You might
I'll have to
choke on
mute
something.
I'll sound like a cow chewing a cud. No, I think, like I said, the first time I ever had it, you remember the first time I walked in to your store, to your place, and I was like, what is going on
What's
here?
hanging here?
Because, well, I'll be completely honest. I was told it was beef jerky.
Yeah.
So I was already misled from the beginning, not from you guys, but from what I heard.
Word of mouth. Yeah.
Word of mouth. And from then on, when you said it's not beef jerky, I don't ever say it's
Well, we do have beef jerky, but we're more than beef jerky.
right. That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
but I don't want them to think it's like Jack's Links,
Right.
Yeah.
or like Slim Jim or whatever. And I've had both of those, and they're good.
Yeah.
But this is just different. It's different, and I think it's something that that people are actually people want something different. They are looking for something different because once you get it's the same old cliche. You have something all the time, and then you get kind of tired of it, and you're like, you know what? I think
Might switch to something else. Yeah.
Like growing up, you would eat the same cereal over and over, and then you're like, you know what? I've been having Frosted Flakes for 20 years. I think it's time to switch it up to something else. And
Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispie treats, yeah, or vice versa. But it's amazing how just and something like influence, like I said, like with that. When I heard about it the first time, it was donated for a bingo.
Yeah, it was a bingo.
It was
yeah.
a bingo,
Local.
and I was like, what? They said, oh yeah, they're located in Bushel. I'm like, where? like, and like Bushnell, or did you mean Bunnell? Like that's where over by St. Augustine. Is it Bunnell? Because it's kind of close, but no, it was not. I just couldn't get over that you guys were right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like of all places. I mean,
who would have known that a small little town like Bushnell can deliver the best biltong in America? Is what I say.
Not only that, you got the villages right there, and you know people tend to go there. You know, and they want all the good stuff over there, and it's like, we've
got some good stuff here.
Nice. Absolutely. So I'm proud that you're here. Is what I'm saying, because I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, not that I'd frown upon you if you packed up and went to the villages, but I'm just saying it's kind of refreshing to have someone here representing our town.
Yeah, when we were looking for property. It's getting a business like this off the ground is not an easy task.
Sure.
Apart from all the regulatory hoops that you need to jump through from an FDA standpoint, USDA standpoint, like I was not familiar with any of that. So starting a business like this, and the USDA was not familiar with biltong. They were familiar with jerky.
Yeah.
I remember some of the early conversations we had with them, they were like, so, okay, how do you cook it? Well, it's not cooked. So like, so it was a process. And then, we were finding property was a challenge because you need commercial property.
Right.
You need property with, you working with, meat, so city and county and approvals on what you can, wash down the drain and how to build the facility, where you can build that facility, between which business. There's so many things, hoops that we need to jump through from programs, HACCP programs. It was, I don't know.
It took us a good, I would say 4 or 5 months after we've known
decided
what to do.
We're going to do it.
It took us a good 4 or 5 months just to build it out and get all the regulations. So it's definitely not an easy thing. It was a long and hard road to get there.
Long and hard road.
And, but we're proud of the facility we have. And, we've been booming and we're looking to expand. And, as you can see, it's already a little bit cramped in here.
Right. What else is good is to see a face.
Yeah.
Because that's what's missing with most of corporate America. You will see.
You don't know who's behind the brand.
Absolutely.
Right,
You're like, is it like the Wizard of Oz? Or is like, don't look behind the curtain,
right?
Because you don't know who might be there. But it's good to see someone, and then that way, if you're out and about, they're like, oh, that's
the jerky guy. That's
not the jerky guy.
That's the biltong guy.
Biltong guy.
No, I have. Of course, we have a few great customers that walk into our store here regularly, and so when I see them in town, like, hey, that's the jerky guy. I was checking out at Walmart the other day, and the cashier was like, you're the jerky guy. I'm like, yeah, I'm the jerky guy. But anyway, but
we're very proud of our product. Let me just tell you. Like this, what we make here, every single bag that leaves this facility is just like, it's something that we feel like it's, the best, and it tastes great, and it's the way we want it to taste. It reminds us of South Africa. If it's biltong and druivels. The jerky is also a great. Mike, our partner, he's involved with that. But I can just say like everything is it. It's we've got a little thing here on it. Say handmade with love. Where's that, Nick? It's on our packaging. Yeah. That's the main thing. It's made with love. Everything that we do. We're passionate about that.
Well, I've always been told if you do something, you want to do something where when you either leave it or someone sees it, you want to be able to say, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that goes a long way because a lot of people, I've given this example before. We've all been through a drive-through at a fast food restaurant, and you get it, and the burger is like halfway off the bun.
Right.
There's no
pride.
There's no pride in the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was my first job, is I worked at McDonald's. And I made sure. Now there were times I didn't want to make a hamburger, but back then, I sound like an old man too. Back in my day, back then we would make them 6 at a time because we had the. Do you guys remember the trays that they would have, and you slide them down?
Slide them down.
So we made 6 of each so you wouldn't be behind. But that they stayed in there under that heat for over an hour, they had to throw them away. So, but then right before I left, that's when they got the new system where it was all made to order. So so I can honestly say, even though I don't really, want to say McDonald's is, but it's made to order at least.
Right.
It's not made. Yeah. I didn't think anything of it, but there were times where I had to make 6 Big Macs. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, that's 12 buns, man. Let's double it up. But I didn't want to do it. But I still took pride in what I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want them coming back and going, what is this? Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, serving the Lake Pennsauken and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 33 years, we have strived to serve great food at great prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our burgers or wings are the best around. We have daily specials too. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Duto Realty is a homegrown business with an eye for getting the job done right. From football games to Sunday school and everything in between, these ladies care about our community and the people in it. Helping buyers and sellers in all of Florida with all types of transactions, including residential, commercial, farm, or vacant land. They do it all. They even offer auction services and sellouts to always get the job done right. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck, the delicious mobile coffee truck that brings you the caffeination inspiration you need. We deliver signature coffee products like our Nitro Cold Brew and Caramel Frappe to any occasion or festivity. And for those who don't like coffee, we offer a variety of delicious hot chocolates, energy drinks, lemonades, and teas. That's Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck. Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing wear. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kingston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with them. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store. Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Pennsauken's newest tap room, offering 14 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beers, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and puff. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to come hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app. Looking for custom apparel that stands out? Welcome to the Stitching Heifers, Bushnell's premier embroidery and custom apparel shop. From custom hats, t-shirts and jackets to unique gifts and business branding, we specialize in high quality, personalized apparel that reflects your style and vision. Step into our exclusive hat bar and design your one-of-a-kind custom hat, perfect for personal flair or promoting your brand. At the Stitching Heifers, we're committed to bringing your ideas to life with exceptional service and attention to detail. Whether it's for you, your business, or a thoughtful gift, we're your trusted partner for all things custom in the heart of Sumter County. Stop by today or visit us online to get started. The Stitching Heifers, custom style, local heart.
Well, that's been the process with us from the beginning. You know, when we, like I said, it wasn't an easy journey getting to where we are right now, but you know, I think now that we kind of through those hoops and we kind of crossed that line, I would say we're truly excited about the future.
Right.
And the other products that we're working on developing, because we also realize, Howdy Snax' success is gonna, of course, what got us here today was biltong and droewors,
Right.
and we just launched a new product called Chili Bites, which the South Africans would know what that is, but it's like a snapstick biltong chili flavor. It's really phenomenal. That's been really successful, but we also know that we have to be very strategic with like what's the next product,
Right.
and how do we pull people into what we do here. So now we're super thankful, for where we are, but expansion opportunities next, and just keep getting the word out and making a really, really good quality product.
Now, is there a global market
For biltong?
for both?
I would say yes. Is it a big global market? Perhaps not.
Okay.
I think distribution is always the challenge.
Always
right?
the challenge, yeah.
Right.
The thing is, even here, when we ship out something, it's almost guaranteed that product was made in the last week.
I gotcha.
So it's like the stuff we're shipping out today that was literally packed this week.
Right.
That's how fresh it is.
Right.
And so the moment you start to look at expansion into other markets, you look at the shelf life and the time it takes from when you make the product until the person consumes it. So that's always the challenge. So
Gotcha.
that's why we're trying to work here to really make sure that we get our product as quickly as possible out back to the customers, so they can have that authentic taste and that great experience that we pride ourselves into.
You were talking about knowing the people behind the brand, and that's the relationship that we want to have with our customers. When they call us in, you're not going to just be talking to a call center. You'll have access to the guy that actually made the product.
Right.
And even once this scales to be something pretty big one day, which is absolutely our goal, but we don't want to lose that touch with our customers.
Right.
Customer service for us, one thing, like without our customers, we're nothing. Like we're nothing. Like I grew up under the mentality. My dad always said, the customer comes first. Whatever we can do to make sure that the customer is served well,
Mm-hmm.
and how we can support a process. Of course, we ship these products all across the country. There's issues. Things don't get delivered to their house, or the shipping company says it's been delivered and it's not. And this poor person has been waiting 3-4 days for his jerky, which they paid good money for.
Right.
So I always put them in the position of, okay, now we need to make a plan. It's not their problem; it's our problem to solve, and
Right.
so we solve it.
Well, I think a lot of people, when they make a business, and say you start off with, like a mom and pop shop, okay, and then they get bigger. They're like, hey, we got to expand. Our little area right here is just too small.
Mm-hmm.
And then they move over to a bigger building. Normally what happens is they lose that sense of for where they came from. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't say it all, but there are a lot of people, because they get caught up in the production value, and they want to go, look, I want to have a big, huge kitchen, but that's not what got you there.
No.
The old saying is, what got you to the dance? What got you to where you are today? Stick with that. Why would you try to tweak something if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they try to expand and make it bigger, and they kind of lose sight or the mindset of what they were there to begin, to do the first time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get lost in translation or transition, where they're going from a bigger or small to big, or they're thinking so big that they want to expand, and they want to make multiple restaurants or stores or whatever, and then the quality kind of starts to dissipate a little bit.
That's the most important thing. This is a very labor-intensive business.
Yeah.
Making biltong and droewors. When we started, we had 4 tables and 6 knives.
The knives are on there. These are the tables. That's what we started off with.
And we so for us, as things started growing,
Yeah.
we had to find ways to improve our production.
Yep.
Otherwise, at the end of the day, the customer is going to pull on the bad end of that.
Yeah.
They're going to be waiting much longer. And
Right.
expectations today are a bit different. but we had to find ways to improve, make it quicker on certain processes.
Right.
But when it comes to the actual product, it was exactly the same.
The key was always for us, how do we find consistency in what we're doing so that we can ensure the quality? Because, you know,
Right.
it's you can do it if you make 1 or 2 bags, but when you start to make 1,000 or 2,000 bags, you better have a good process,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
you follow that process religiously, and you know that's what we've worked on refining over the last 6 months. Is our process. It's the same, but it's when you scale, when you start to bring people in, you know, so
Right.
we don't make it all ourselves. How do you make sure that the recipe is exactly the same, the taste is
Right.
exactly the same? And I think our product has actually improved.
It's actually improved. It's
you
better.
know, Droevos is by far our number one seller. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
More than 50% of our business is Droevos.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's even when I go back to South Africa and we buy some Droevos that's made there, to me it doesn't taste as good as our own stuff. It's just like
I'm actually going to partake in this one.
that is.
I don't want you to think
that
I'm
is
rude.
pretty awesome.
I'm going to mute my mic
help
when I chew
yourself.
this. So.
But talking about, you know, just expanding, I mean, this is one of the products that we're looking at, you know, launching I would say in the next couple of weeks. It's our dog snacks, you know, because we all have dogs. I don't know if you have a dog, but like, you know, we love our dogs, and you know, we want to make a snack that I'm happy to eat. I don't know what they put in the dog snacks, and the dog food, but we wanted to make a snack that is premium, that is something that the dog was dying for, and that's
And even you
literally-
can eat.
yeah,
You can
and
eat
so
it.
we want to eat it. So we want to what we want to do is like, man, this stuff is so
Yeah.
natural. It's like what we would eat, but it's good for a dog.
good-
And so,
if it's good for me,
so
it's good for
Howdy
my dog.
Dog is coming, and you can see that's a pretty cool design there, right? I
Little
think
French,
that,
Oh, yeah,
fits
yeah.
in with our you know, Western theme. So we're excited about that.
But the exact same macros that count for us as humans count for pets.
right.
And,
Gotcha.
you know, when you look at the pet treat space, of course it's flooded with products, but it's flooded with products that have wheats and glutens and, you know, binders and fillers and things that are like absolutely garbage for was never made for a dog, which is a carnivore animal, to consume or to even their stomachs were not made to eat those stuff, right? So our whole objective with Howdy Dog was to create a beef treat for dogs that is as close as possible to a raw treat. It was exact same process that goes into our Droevos, of course not the same spices, but it's like Pete said, you can eat it.
and only 4 ingredients.
Only
you know.
4 ingredients, you know.
So
And not a lot of companies can say that. So the same 50% more protein, you know, that counts for our human Droevos, is 50% more protein for our dog treat as well.
Oh, wow.
You know, so we preserve that. And so I just always felt bad when I was sitting at home enjoying my Droevos like this, and my poor dog. And soon they're looking at me. And I'm like, I can give you this, but I know that, you know,
there's spices
there's
in there
more
that-
spices
that's
in there.
Not ideal.
It's not ideal, but so we went for something really specific
Yeah.
for dogs.
I got to tell you, I had an experience where I have a dog. She's a bigger dog, and the little treats that we give her are not enough to. It's
Satisfy
almost,
her.
she almost swallows. Oh, you know, they're gone. So I'm like, all right, I gotta think of something else, because I mean, this was probably 2 years ago. She was still kind of in the puppy stage, so she's still rambunctious. She's almost 5, or she's 5. But I was like, I got to get something to where it's going to take her a little while to eat. And I didn't have a dog growing up, so I didn't know.
You
So
bought her rawhide.
I got her a rawhide, one of them big jokers. Didn't know. I mean, it is what it is. But she got sick.
Yeah.
But she didn't get sick where she was like hurt.
Yeah.
But just made her tummy upset, whatever. But I was like, I'll never do that again. But I had no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like, I'm going to get this dog back. It was something I'm like, what can I give her?
Right.
And I see this huge bone that they sell in Publix or wherever I got it. And I'm like, oh, this is going to take her a while to get done.
You know, for us, dogs are like family.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's an extension of my family. And the pet industry in America is very unregulated.
Right.
It's like 200% less regulated than of the human space when it comes to food or supplements or whatever the case may be. So there's really no authority that has the ability or the resources to manage what goes into dog food, what goes into dog supplements. They don't have the ability to do that. So it's very loose, very
Right.
loosely defined, and that's why you get products
Yeah.
on the market
Yeah.
that are,
Had no idea.
I mean, no one approves this. I mean, typically, the FDA should, but they
Yeah.
don't. But so it's like this wide open space with a lot of players that just create products that are complete junk.
Yeah.
And I'm passionate about this.
Yeah.
Because I've spent a lot of time in the pet industry with my previous company and company that I worked for. So it's a wide open space, and so it's hard to find, and they are out there, but you
Yeah.
can find, and the consumer just needs to educate themselves.
Right.
Good companies that make good dog food and good dog treats and stuff. Not every single thing that you find on the Tractor Supply or Walmart shelf is necessarily good.
Yeah, and that's my point. You go to you go to PetSmart, and there's going to be something that may not be good for your dog, but they sell
sure.
it there, and wouldn't know. It's not like I'm like I made my own concoction. This was like something I bought intentionally for the dog, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm talking about it was bad. Like
Yeah.
I'm like it's. I was like I'll never do that again. But I'm like threw that out. She didn't even finish the bone. Threw that out, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like there's got to be a better way.
Pay more attention to it. So
Look at you calling me out, bro.
that's on you, Billy. No, I'm just kidding.
You said that so nonchalantly too. You're like, why don't you just pay attention to it, buddy?
No, but Pete spoke a bit about our drovosh. That's a pronunciation that people have been struggling with in America. I'll be quite honest.
I say, you don't need to pronounce it to eat it.
That's true.
That's where the enjoyment comes in.
Does it taste good? That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I couldn't say pasta fagioli for a while at Olive Garden. I'm like, what's the one that looks like chili? Let me have that one. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm good. Then what?
Yeah, I mean, when
I'm looking at you like, what?
When I first moved to America and I was especially in Florida, I couldn't read half of the menu. So I mean, it takes time. But drovosh is one of my favorites. I mean, it's such a great on-the-go snack. And again, what I really like about drovosh is that it's competing in a very big segment.
Right.
And a booming segment. There's big brands out there, and kudos to them doing great jobs. That is the fastest growing segment within the jerky space right now is sticks.
Right.
People like the versatility of them. They like the it's a quick grab and go kind of deal.
Right.
And so I'm excited to bring drovosh in there and have people really experience a minimally processed beef stick. I actually have a video out there where I break up some of these more commercialized sticks and break this sucker open, and you're going to see two different worlds.
Oh yeah,
two different worlds.
Now
it actually looks like a beef stick.
It actually does. What are some challenges that you face, that you both have faced, that like not only just getting this off the ground, but what like trying to? I don't want to say persuade, because the product is in the. It speaks for itself. But what have you like? What kind of challenges have you run across with people, especially like just say like in this area or even in Florida in general, in the United States? Like what is something that you like? You're like, here, try this. And I'd rather have the beef. Like I'd rather have Slim Jim or something. Like what? Is there something you ran into that you've got like almost like a I don't know,
one that sticks out? I don't know. Beef.
Yeah.
There you go. I think it's just I'm actually very surprised. Most people that we've at markets or so say, hey, of course sampling was a very important process for us, but you can't sample when you sell online. So online you have to educate. A lot of that. And people, like I said, I think people are a bit more open to experiencing. But I think when at markets, people were really open to try.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had like major
Yeah, exactly.
pushback.
I don't think that. I think when we did the markets, we learned a lot about how people perceived how important it is to have a texture.
Right.
The different experience if you have a jerky versus biltong. But I think the main challenge that Nick alluded to is you sell a product that's absolutely reliant on taste and smell,
right,
and mostly I would say 80-90% of it is taste. How do you sell that online? How do you get people when you do an ad for someone to say, hey, you have to try this, and then how do you explain what you're going to experience? Taste, texture. The flavor of this it's nothing like jerky. You don't have sweet. We don't add any sugar to this, so it is just a completely different. That's the main. I would say one of the main challenges is how do you really tap into that. And I think Nick has done a great job with the marketing and getting it out there. And some of our ads have done phenomenally well. Just getting people to say, hey, give it a try. And and I think that's been part of our success is that getting it out there to people to try it. And we've seen a lot of customers come back and, say, like, man, we love this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where have you been hiding this for the last 100 years? No, but to Pete's point, I think when we market this online, you have to really explain the flavor and the taste.
Yeah.
You can explain the process and people find that very interesting. It's like, wow, okay, it must be good. If it was done like that for 400 years, that must be pretty damn good. But when it comes to droewors, I think the bigger difference between droewors and like an original Slim Jim or a original beef stick that you buy is one, of course, is cooked. When you eat droewors, the fat in droewors melts in your mouth. It's like this, wow, okay. I don't experience that with a cooked beef stick, and you won't. Right? You're not going to find an overly sweet. You're not going to find any sweet flavor in droewors. You're going to find a savory flavor. Very earthly.
Right.
Because it's coriander, it's black pepper, it's salt and cloves.
You can really taste the meat. It's not like sometimes with jerky you taste all the sauces.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Barbecue. It's like
you taste the flavor. You taste the
bold flavors, where with this it's more
natural.
Kind of natural, like you say, it's the salt, the pepper, the coriander. Those are our three main ingredients that goes in there with the vinegar and Worcester sauce, but so you taste more the meat. It's kind of like more about it's like eating that steak. You taste the meat more 100%. Than just like all this bold flavors, and we have the jerkies with the bold flavors, but this is really kind of keeping it natural. So you really enjoy tasting the.
Do you like grilled ribeye?
I do.
Do you like it with salt and pepper? Like a naked steak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it right there?
I mean, it's like a grilled ribeye. Like I had one girl actually say, man, it's like eating a grilled ribeye. I'm like, yeah, because you can actually taste the beef versus some of them sticks that we eat here. I'm like, okay, so this is a beef stick, and why is it red?
True. I mean,
flavoring.
All the flavorants and all the this is what it should be.
But I was gonna say, even like Slim Jim, the Slim Jim that I had back when I was a kid is different than it is now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's so even though it's basically it's processed, even though it's processed, it's been processed differently from here, just say 30 years ago. There's a big difference.
But a lot of that is they grind it and then they grind it again. And why they do that is they really try and hide everything that goes in there, right? Because if you grind it again, you break up whatever goes in there, that it all just becomes uniform. Whereas if you look at our droewors, you can see the meat and you can see the fat
coarse
that's
grind.
in it. It's a coarse grind. So and that's also important for people that the texture. Going back to it's the flavor, but also the texture is different. If you eat our droewors, it's different than eating a Slim Jim where it's in a collagen and it's all fine grind.
Because if you fine grind something, like pizza, you can hide something. Like for example, when we make our droewors and we start cleaning our meat, we need to make sure that there's no silver skin or
veins or anything, like all of that stuff we throw it out. That's
let's get down to
the pride that we have in making it comes into it.
Because that's going to go through a coarse grind, so it's a lot more unforgiving than something that goes through a fine grind.
Right.
Because it just comes out as a paste.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with us, no. If that silver skin slides through, or sinew, any sinew, if that slides through that grinder, and someone eats that,
You're going
they'll
to feel
know.
a heart piece. Yeah.
I
They'll
see.
know.
I see.
So it's a lot more unforgiving. I know we're getting a bit technical here, but I mean, but it's important.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
it's
cool.
important for people to know.
Yeah,
that-
I mean, and I think that's what, obviously, the more educated you are about it, and then
Yeah.
that way, because I'm sure they've got to have seen it on social media somewhere, Facebook, whatever, and I know that they probably said, "I wonder what that tastes like," or "I
Yeah.
wonder what this," and it's because it's the unknown. They don't know what it tastes like,
Yeah.
or they don't know what drawers are. I can't even say it. Drawers.
Hey, you're doing a good job, man.
I'm trying. But they don't have a clue, and that's only because it's it's not really their fault. That's not something they're accustomed to.
It's our job to educate,
Right.
and we taking a few steps to improve that.
But you're doing the best you can by
Yeah.
putting that product out there. Is what I'm saying. You're doing your job as well. I don't want to say you're not doing your job.
Hey, but there's 300 million people we need to reach.
Oh, you got. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying.
Let's go.
I would love to have that kind of airplay.
No, it's. I think it's it takes time. It takes
Yeah.
a lot of effort. Many people are not willing to do that. Many people are just like, hey, it's easier to sell something that people know. But if you truly believe in what you do and you're really
Yeah.
passionate about it,
Yeah.
you'll walk the extra mile. I can tell you right now, if we weren't passionate about what we're doing right now, we wouldn't have sit here, because it was
Right.
not an easy road, like you said.
There's a lot of obstacles.
Right.
And you need that.
Shit.
You need that drive. You need that love for what you're doing to get through those obstacles. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
Right.
it's this building was kind of take two. We won't talk about take one. We
was
learned a
take
lot.
two.
This is take two, and it took a lot of hard work to get there. And it is it's just that, like Nick say, that passion, that drive for
Right.
for what we do is what gets you through those difficult times.
Thanks for watching episode 2 of this 3-part podcast. Tune in next week for part 3.